Okay, so after we put the turquoise stain, we'll take P3 wash again. Okay, I do love their washes. And we'll take Armor Wash, which is basically black wash. But we're going to take this wash, and you're going to put 1 drop of Armor Wash and 1 drop of water. Now that should be enough solution to do everything that we're going to do here. We are going to stain the chainmail like so, and on top of that we are going to use this Armor Wash on the other armor. And what we're going to do is kind of go right here in these cracks, right here along you know, each plate, where each plate separates. And then just for extra effect, after the chainmail wash dries, take another coat of this same wash and just go along the edge of the armor plate, you know, as to put a shadow, a nicer shadow between the armor plate and the chainmail. So another thing you can do is you can water it down a little bit more and just kind of put a little ring around each one of these little spikes sticking out of his armor. Okay, and that will just give those spikes a little extra shadow, make them jump out at you a little more. I know it looks pretty dark and bleak right now, but we're going to highlight all of this armor and kind of make it, right here is a good idea too, you know, just to get a nice shadow between that strap and the armor plate there. We're also going to highlight this armor 2 more times. I may put another layer of you know, something on the armor to give it a little bit more of a rusty effect than just this thing here. This is another good idea. Just kind of put a layer of stain, you know, right in here on the handle, you know, separating the handle from the shield and his hand from the shield. Maybe right up here on top to separate the hand from the handle. You know, just kind of like black lining basically, but this is very, you know, rudimentary, basic. It's black lining is something you would do with an even finer brush on a more detailed model, more towards the end, more for, like, you know, some kind of painting competition, Gold Demon or otherwise, you know. So this is really, like, I don't know, it's kind of turning into an intermediate video, but I like to think of it as a beginning video, because these techniques, they take time and practice to do right, but they are fairly easy to do. You know, there's no massive blending or lighting effect in any of these. So on to the next step. Okay, so we got that black staining step done. Now I'll just give you a quick look to see how it is. You notice I did the same thing on the shield, you know. I'm just treating it all like it's made from the same, trying to give it an effect like it's made from the same, you know, crappy orc blacksmith pit, you know what I'm saying? So the next thing we're going to do is I want the armor to look a little more tattered, a little more rusty before we start highlighting it. So again, we're going to go with the P3 Privateer Press Formula brown ink. Okay, now this brown ink is one of my only complaints about their inks. This brown ink is more of a reddish brown. It's more of a maroon ink. It's more of a chestnut ink, if you will. It isn't really brown. Okay, it is very red, but it makes for a great rust effect, especially when you're going for a more of a subtle rust effect. So we're going to take this stuff, and I'm not even going to water it down, okay? And I'm just going to put spots of it on my metal. It's a bit thick there. I want to be able to see the metal through it. Does that make any sense? I want it to be somewhat transparent. So you want to put it on thick. You don't want to put a big gloppy drop like I just did. And I thinned it out. Okay. So just in various random spots on this armor. You don't have to put it in the exact same spots as I'm doing it, and just here and there, and it just gives it a little bit more of a rust effect. Spin them around, make sure we get it on the shield. Okay, I don't know if you can see it at that angle, can you? There we go. Alright, so that's basically what I'm after. As you can see, it's just starting to shape up. Now, some of you might be thinking, hey, that green stain on the chainmail, it certainly looks a lot like his skin. It's too similar. Well, that skin's going to get highlighted up 3 more times. Okay, so it's not going to be quite as similar as it is right now. And the camera probably doesn't pick up that it is definitely a turquoise color, and most people know what orchid shade looks like, and it's a different spectrum of green, if you will. So the next step